What's up, world?
I just, I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
They
Insert here.
Yo.
It's a terrible game. Bottom line. It's terrible in every way. Graphically, it's terrible. Gameplay is terrible. It's just terrible.
Angry Nick mad.
That game sucked, and it's gonna suck no matter how many revisions they make, and it just sucked even more because they put a Kinect with it.
Angry Nick mad. Or if there's violence, I'll just laugh and enjoy the fun.
Kaz Hazari.
Kaz Harai.
They just kind of got tired of Angry Nick on the first one and say, I'm going to pass.
Oh, yeah, so I do.
It's me.
Precisely.
No.
I
No.
do all my work.
No.
And
You
unfortunately,
guys are
I
so
don't.
cute.
Oh, thank you. I try.
I mean, let's face it, Mario and to a lesser extent Zelda is what carries Nintendo at this point.
Always be radical.
I love you, little podcast. You're the bestest thing ever. For the promise of the new Super Smash Bros. And the Zelda game, yes.
You will not find a better story presented in any other game genre, in my personal opinion. Like, JRPGs have that. They have that story.
That's what the entire game felt like. Oh my god, I want to bang my head into a wall.
It's a podcast again? Can someone remind me? I thought it was a video game podcast.
You're listening to the Game Source Podcast.
And hello again, everyone. Good evening. This is Game Source Podcast number 123. It's again from your friends at yourgamesource.com. We're still covering E3 2015, and tonight we're going to talk about Ubisoft and, of course, the last great press conference of the evening from our friends at PlayStation. With me again tonight on this episode is going to be Angry Nick. What's up, Angry?
Going on?
And our good friend again, the author of Vendetta Dark. Get it now, get it while it's hot, get it within the first 1 million copies sold. Vendetta Dark. It's a great new novel out by our good friend, author extraordinaire, Josh Peterson.
How's it going, guys?
And I also forgot to say, the host of the newest podcast available on the web, or the interweb, as they used to say, Guardians of the Geek. And we're looking forward to great things. I already seen a couple episodes, so it's truly something good for all of us, people who like everything geek to chic out there. One more plug, if I can, again, from your friends at yourgamesource.com. Give us a shout out at GameSource on Twitter, GameSource on Facebook. You can watch all of our stuff on GameSource on YouTube and Game_Source, if I can say that correctly, on Twitch. Again, if you have not gotten your tickets from one of the many places you can see our good friend Rob McCallum's movie, Nintendo Quest, I suggest you do so. It's going to be an awesome documentary he is showcasing all over the country. And if you need tickets for it, just head on over to NintendoQuest.com. Get your tickets today. They are selling fast. And I'm telling you right now, it's something you don't want to miss. I've already seen a good deal of the movie, and I'm really, really quite pleased with it. It's really a great watch, and you will be moved if you're a gamer out there. I'm already choking up already, my goodness. But be that as it may, get tickets today at NintendoQuest.com. So once again, we're here. It's E3. The first official day is, it's 0 day. They call it day 0. It's now complete. First on the list was Ubisoft. Again, they were showcasing games. As we know, they're already coming out. Assassin's Creed Syndicate got a look, but no gameplay. A nice fancy CG trailer, which seemed to be also the course of the day. Rainbow Six Siege, which really looks like a lot of fun, and we're really looking forward to that. Also as well, Mad Max, but Just Cause 3. Oh, really looking sweet. I can't wait till that comes out. Josh, tell me your thoughts on the Ubisoft conference.
I'm really excited about Rainbow Six Siege because there's a lot of games out there that have 4-player co-op, but none of them that truly make you work together to do objectives. Like most of the games you go in there, you just you shoot them up, but this one you actually have, in order to pass the missions, you actually have to work with your teammates. So I'm looking forward to that. Assassin's Creed, as always, is looking good. You know, you said they didn't show any actual gameplay, but you kind of know what you're going to get from those. And I know Sony has the exclusive missions involving his sister. And Mad Max looks really good. You know, and the Division, right? That's another one. That one also.
That's correct. Yes. The Division. That was a 2016 release, but it looked. What were your thoughts on that?
Oh, it looks really good. I hadn't seen a lot of footage of it before today, so that's definitely on my to-play list. How about you guys?
Go ahead, Nick.
Yeah, I mean, I really probably what was most appealing to me, since we bobbed it over to me anyway, but it's probably the Division. If I recall correctly, that was showcased last year too, wasn't it?
Only a little bit. Yeah, it was. Yeah, there was a gameplay demo of it, but this was a little bit more detailed. And they're obviously, now that they've had a couple of delays in it, so they're finally now circling in on a release date. Also want to talk about the new game For Honor, which is the sword fighting game, which was also very good, very promising as far as the type of game that people would like to play as well. Kind of want to mention that out there and throw that out there as a promising title for Ubisoft as well. But Nick, your thoughts on some of the Ubisoft happenings?
Yeah, no, I mean, really, the thing that was probably most appealing to me that was showcased really, I think, I mean, overall probably in the conferences in general, one game for me, and obviously from Ubisoft, was the Division. I'm looking forward to playing that. I think that falls right in line with a lot of the kind of post-apocalyptic type, whether they be FPSs or third-person shooters. I don't know. That game looks like it has that game has a lot of potential. I think some of the aesthetics from kind of what I was visually gathering from it. I don't know if maybe I don't know. Maybe I don't know if it was something that we were watching. I mean, what do you think, Gerald? I thought some of the aesthetics were not as well refined as they could be. I understand it's probably, since it's not, fully completed until 2016. The game itself looks like it's good. It looks like it has a lot of the gaming mechanics that's certainly going to make it a fun game. It doesn't seem like the storyline. They seem a little I don't know if they seem hesitant on revealing a little bit more with regard to the storyline. It seems like so far it's kind of weak. I understand that they've probably maybe intentionally left some of the details out on purpose, but I mean, overall, that's kind of what, out of Ubisoft's lineup, that's kind of what's appealed to me. Like I said, having seen that showcase last year, I was kind of already kind of gung ho about giving that game a whirl. So I can't wait till 2016 to be able to see the the finished production.
And before we go on to Ubisoft, I do want to clarify a couple things. First off, from our previous podcast, the controller that was announced was a premium controller, which is going to retail around $150 for the Xbox One. And I believe that we stated that it was an exclusive, that the Xbox One was only going to get the PC mods once they're done, and then they go over to the Xbox One or become available then. PS4 will also get them too, but at a later date. The timed exclusivity will go to Xbox One on those mods. But Ubisoft, Just Cause 3, I'm really excited for that. Mad Max, that was, well, I'm kind of not the strongest. I'm really not in a corner on that one. That really just that hasn't really gotten my attention. But For Honor, I think, was very, very promising indeed. I think it's a title worth looking for. And also, of course, Rainbow Six Siege is just really good. What really surprised me was that there was no gameplay shown of Assassin's Creed, just a CG trailer. Kind of concerning. But then again, after the debacle that was known as Assassin's Creed Unity, I'm not entirely 100% surprised, because I'm sure they would have worried about some type of faux pas being shown on screen.
I don't know. I mean, Gerald, don't you think Assassin's Creed's kind of? I realize they keep coming out with iteration after iteration. I mean, I think it's about worn out
You keep saying that, and people keep saying that, and it still sells millions of copies, even if it wasn't bundled with the Xbox One. So it's as long as people keep buying it. Like, look right behind you. You've got Call of Duty Black Ops 3 right behind you. It still sells. It's still going to sell 20 million copies or close to it.
I mean, you have to. Yeah, I guess it's a good point.
Yeah, my goodness. People say they're tired of GTA. Well, sorry, GTA 5 is still selling in the top 5 each and every month. 2 years later.
I get mad and do the same thing.
Well, Minecraft, people say we're sick of Minecraft. Well, they're coming out with a new iteration of it as far as with the work with the holodeck. But people were oohing and awing over it. You were oohing and awing over it, Nick. But people are so tired of Minecraft. So, it's if you say that, people say they're tired of Madden, but Madden still sells galore. But I'm looking forward to Just Cause 3. That I know a lot of people are not sick and tired of. That hopefully will come to fruition and not be delayed because it's for a release this year with everything if everything goes well and good. And also as well Rainbow Six Siege. I'm hoping to be part of the beta on that one. Most definitely, indeed, because that's truly something that I'm looking forward to. With the copies of Rainbow Six Vegas 1 and 2 firmly tucked in with the Xbox One version. So, be that as it may, we're on to PlayStation.
Sony, yeah. If I can start out real quick, I know that you didn't catch the back half of it. Did you see the Batman? The debut of the Batman?
I did see the back. I just caught back hack while we were there. But yes, I did see the Batman Nightmare DLC that's going to be exclusive to the PlayStation 4. It was nightmare-inducing.
I mean, before I got cut off, it looked pretty good. But I was watching it, and then it froze or something happened in the video. Did the rest of the DLC look good?
Yes, it looked very promising. Like I said, it's Batman's coming out next week, and I think it's going to do really solid sales. Plus, it's in a weak market right now where there's not, since The Witcher, there's really not been anything to really engage the consumer outside of that and Splatoon. So I know Batman's going to get pretty much a nice bump up initially in sales, and having the PlayStation 4 exclusives. Plus the PlayStation 4 bundle that's being made available as well with Batman, it's just going to be a nice windfall for them, and I think it should score well, and I think it's be a grand finale for those folks at Warner Brothers as their I believe it's Rocksteady. Is that correct? Rocksteady.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's making their last iteration of Batman before they move on to something else. So it should be a great game. I look forward to it. But yes, I did see the Uncharted 4.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Okay, there you go. I took the words right out of my mouth right there. Just right there. We're all in agreement.
That's a must
How
buy.
Wonderful that game is.
Yeah.
Buy a PlayStation for sure.
Yeah. It just makes people want to buy a PlayStation even more. And no discredit to their main competitor and chief rival, Rise of the Tomb Raider, which looked outstanding as well. But Uncharted, just the reaction from people out there just seemed to dictate that this is the most recognizable title right now for PlayStation, and just really just going to be the pillar, the foundation. And is it a thief's end? I'm not sure. If it sells well enough, they're going to have to figure something out because. This is something that they may want to stick on to for at least a little while longer, and it might have a lot more legs than, let's say, the God of War franchise or Gran Turismo or what have you, which have seen a sharp decline in their sales with their last iterations. Guys, what else stuck out to you? Because I know I have a couple things to say on PlayStation, but I don't want to babble on too much. So, Josh, what? Oh.
No, I was just going to interject real quick and say that I was stoked when I saw Final Fantasy.
Oh, yes.
I was like, oh, damn.
Well, hold on here a second. This is, Final Fantasy VII Remake HD remake is now happening. It's now a thing. I'm just, it just should have. This is what they should have done back in December. This is what they should have done to PlayStation Experience back in December. They had to make themselves really look bad and embarrass themselves in front of a world audience by trying to sneak over that port, the bad PC port, over to and try and pass it off on audiences. And it had such a awful reaction that they finally realized, you know what, we really need to do it justice. And you can't take a game that's so revered and so loved and throw it in the toilet by trying to pass off that bargain basement version of it. They need to do something proper, do something correct, and do something right. And I'm finally glad that they are actually going to take the time to do so. I think the audiences can wait, because it was supposed to have been out the first part of this year, the port being on the PlayStation. And I'm glad that they're actually, common sense has come into mind and they're actually doing that. Josh, your thoughts on that?
Well, when I first saw the trailer, I thought they were going to be another sequel to the Final Fantasy VII series. Like Dirge Cerebris and what was the Advent
Children.
Yeah. So, but I mean, being able to play the original game and completely remastered is I stood up and I was clapping my hands when I saw that on screen. It was pretty spectacular.
And I mean, and like, as far as they came along, I realized a lot of that was obviously, well, actually all of it was CG, but still, I mean, to see that, it was like, holy crap, this is exactly what I've been waiting for. So, yeah.
Well, and a couple more things before we just, this is going to be a abbreviated podcast today. Well, first off, I want to touch on the fact that The Last Guardian, our words were correct, and that The Last Guardian is coming out in 2016. That was something that was a very welcome sight indeed. I think everybody just breathes a sigh of relief that it's finally actually going to be a reality. Well, we think anyways.
They didn't give us specific, though.
No, and here we go again, But I have a feeling this time it's going to come onto retail shelves at some point in time in 2016. No Man's Sky, it was great when he was showing all the different stars and galaxies that you can actually go into, which is almost seemingly infinite. But it's kind of funny. It was a shame that when he the one planet he decided to land on was not exactly the most thrilling planet in the world. You could see his almost trying to curtail his anger when he found a planet that really didn't have much to do. So
I wasn't real impressed.
Well, I think they didn't show as much as they should have of the combat, and I think that was it should have been the other way around. The exploration shouldn't have been that much, and they should have spent more time on the combat aspect of it. I'm still very high on the game because of the fact that I want to discover my own planet called Planet Game Source, quite honestly. So that's what I intend to do. So I'm looking forward, and they didn't announce a release date on it yet, but they said it would do it so very soon. So I'm looking forward to that. Some nice PlayStation exclusives, and then I guess the biggest announcement. No, it wasn't PlayStation View, and the fact that you can get channels a la carte and all that. I think the biggest news was that the Call of Duty limited time exclusive DLC and whatnot is now going in the hands of PlayStation, and it's no longer in the hands of Xbox. What does that tell you in detail, Josh, when they make an announcement like that?
It tells me that Sony is scared of losing sales to Microsoft, because even not just Call of Duty, but with the Final Fantasy it's going to be available on PlayStation first, so it's not really. I guess if Sony keeps them, like they don't ever release those maps to Xbox owners, that's one thing. But as far as like we get this content first, it's not really an incentive for people to go out and buy Microsoft. It's more just a temporary annoyance until that stuff gets released for the Xbox.
That's what Xbox was doing this whole time. I mean, that's why people were staying on the 360 and whatnot, because their friends on playing Call of Duty were getting the DLC and the content first.
Yes.
So that now that it's on the other foot,
exclusive a lot. That seems to have been used a lot. Exclusive.
Well, that's the idea. It's trying to get you, the customer, to realize that, hey, this is coming to it first, or this is coming to it, period. So this is the reason why you need to own it. And then they need to do that because, again, this show is not about you and I as hardcore gamers. It's about those. It's about three individuals, three types of groups: the press, the regular consumer that only shops at, for video games at a certain point of the year, and then also as well investors. People who are willing to spend a lot of money investing into these companies as far as from a stock vantage point. This is the only time they may actually peer into the world of video games. So while we want to think that E3 is a lot about us, it's more about those groups, and quite honestly. So
yeah, we were talking about the console war and whether or not it actually exists. That's kind of proof that it does exist.
Absolutely, I think it does. I know. There's been staff members who think otherwise, and I respect that opinion absolutely. But when it comes down to it, every year, there's a battle for your wallet, and to me, that constitutes a type of battle, war, whatever you want to say. It's a type of challenge indeed. So, any last thoughts, guys, on the PlayStation conference? One last thing you might have been enjoyed or not enjoyed about the conference?
Yes. Can we talk about was it Horizon?
Yes, Horizon. The
game looks spectacular.
Yes, from the folks at Guerrilla Games, the makers of Killzone. And they were shooting metal dinosaurs, which my daughters were saying, why is the toaster trying to attack her? So, but we won't go there. We won't go there. Nick, one last thing?
No, I think that was I think that was good. I think Sony had a pretty good lineup. I'm really excited for Uncharted 4. I can't wait till we see that later in fourth quarter this year. And I think they got some solid games. I mean, between all the conferences, I think we have some. I think we have a good 2015, 2016, a couple good quarters to look forward to.
Do indeed. There's a little bit of a gap as far as their holiday. Their holiday may not be as strong as Microsoft's is right now at the moment, but I do believe come 2016 that they match up just as well with both them, Xbox, and Nintendo. So 2016 is looking great year for video gamers galore because there's a lot of great titles. Hopefully that will come out, and I say that hopefully. Will come out in 2016. This holiday, though, I think the Xbox One is cornering itself a little bit better position than PlayStation, but PlayStation held up okay today. But I really think that Xbox One pulled kind of a little bit ahead with that backwards compatibility, and then the Gears of War collection also as well being announced, kind of up the ante a little bit in my mind's eye on their side, so a little bit. So, but PlayStation didn't fail by any stretch of the imagination. So,
yeah.
All right, that's going to do it for us. Once again, I want to thank the author of Vendetta Dark and one of our own staff members, Josh Peterson, and then also as well, I want to thank Angry Nick for also joining us on the podcast. If you have any questions, you can email us, info@yourgamesource.com. You can always send us a tweet at GameSource. You can always check us out, yourgamesource.com, GameSource on Facebook, GameSource on YouTube, Game_Source on Twitch. So again, and also I want to take one last plug if I can. Thank you so much for everything that you've done for us in Retro City Games here in Las Vegas. We're going to be having a live podcast on the 27th. So if you're in Vegas, you want to join us on the 27th during one of their game nights. We're going to be there in person recording podcast. And on the 28th, we're going to do a podcast before the latest showing of Nintendo Quest. And our good friend Rob and Jay, they're going to be here in person at UNLV on the 28th. They're going to be there, so get your tickets for that or one of the other showings across the country. Check it out, NintendoQuest.com for ticket information, or stop by for the Vegas showing. You can stop by Retro City Games in Las Vegas. They've got a great line of games, used games, new toys, a whole bunch of stuff that you can take a look at because they're really great people indeed. Go in there and tell them GameSource said hi. We truly would appreciate it. And I think that's going to do it for GameSource Podcast 123. Quick look at PlayStation and Ubisoft. Once again, guys, say goodbye, everyone, because we're heading on out for tomorrow and more E3.
Sounds like a plan. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Good seeing you again, Josh.
Thanks again for joining us, and have yourselves a great day, because it's another beautiful day in paradise.
Do you love games, breed games, and bleed games? Then this is the crew for you. If you are interested in editorial, podcasting, live events, and exclusive content, make sure to hit us up at info@yourgamesource.com and become part of a team that is dedicated to delivering all the greatest and latest in gaming news and content, all here at yourgamesource.com.